Ergoversary, ErgoSummit for Satergo Wallet. For those of you that don't know and are unfamiliar with this, the Satergo Wallet is a full node desktop wallet, which is pretty darn cool. We're going to do two steps in this video. The first one is installing the release candidate of Satergo Wallet, just to show you how easy it is. It's really quick. And the second one is to show you the unreleased version right now, which has support for Ergo Pay, which is also really cool. So let's dive right in. First thing you do for the main branch of Satergo is go to satergo.com and choose which flavor of operating system you have. We're going to choose Windows and download. Okay, let me switch my view here to display capture. So we have a folder we've made on the desktop called it S. We can call it Satergo, why not? Or S, or whatever you like, doesn't matter. You can put it wherever you want. And here's a zip file that we downloaded from the website for Satergo. So we're going to open up the zip file and we need to extract it. So we can either, highlight these, hit extract that, or I personally like to select all and do the drag and drop method. Done. Now we have a folder with our executables. It is a bat file that Satergo has made us. Windows should not give you an issue running it. It shouldn't ask or pop up that Windows protected error. Should just run just fine. So that's what we're going to do. And there it is. I'll minimize that so it looks prettier. There we go. So right off the bat, we are given the option for a local full node or a remote node. Now the beta version I'm going to show you later will do remote node. Essentially, it's just pointing to somebody else's node. But right now for this demo and for the purposes of having a desktop full node, we're going to do a full node. Essentially, that syncs the entire blockchain, all 17, 18 gigabytes of it. And that'll slowly increase over time as the blockchain increases. So let's go ahead and do it. It's going to ask us if we want to use an existing directory. That means that maybe we had a previous version of Satergo and it downloaded the node. We don't want to go through the full sync again. So we'll just point to that and it'll pick up where it left off. Or we'll download and set up, which is what we're going to do right now to get a fresh install. So it gives you a chance to select a custom directory. We're going to keep it right in the S folder on the desktop, and then it's going to create a node in the working directory of that folder. And you saw this refreshed a second ago, and it found the latest version 5.0.12, which was released a couple weeks ago with Bootstrap support, keeping snapshots of your node, which is pretty neat. That has to be enabled. It's not enabled by default. So let's hit download. It's going to download the jar file, which runs the actual node, and then it's going to execute it in a sec. Let's see what happens. This is usually a really quick download, and it's a node that takes a long time to sync. All right, let's hit continue. So we have some options here. We can create a brand new wallet. We can open a wallet file, which is pretty neat. Satergo will save this whole thing as a file for us, so we can just open it instead of restoring, or we can restore a wallet using a seed phrase. So for now, just for this purpose, because this is not the computer I run Satergo on, I'm just going to create a new wallet because I'm going to dump it later. Here we go. And if I didn't say this before, Aberg is the creator of Satergo Wallet, also known as Mutoshi in Telegram. A fantastic human. All right, so we're going to create a password to open the wallet on launch, and I'm not sure if it uses for the spending password, but it might. I can't recall. Okay, this is a really cool feature, add mnemonic password. So what this does is, you get your 15 seed phrase, 15 phrase seed phrase, 15 word seed phrase, there we go. When you create a new wallet, and that seed phrase is exactly 15 words. What the mnemonic password does is it adds a 16th word on the end of that. So the advantage of this is you can essentially have two wallets, a decoy wallet and your real wallet. So you can restore the 15 word seed phrase wallet and put a couple erg in there. All right. Then you can restore your 15 word seed phrase wallet with your mnemonic password, which is that extra word, and it's a totally different wallet, totally different. So if you're storing this somewhere safe, you've put your 15 words on you've etched it into something and buried it in your backyard. If somebody ever finds that, they'll restore the wallet and they'll get your decoy wallet, because this password that we're about to add, it's a 16th word, is hopefully in your head or written down somewhere else separately. It's probably a better idea to do that. And there we go. We're going to initialize the wallet. It gives us a feedback of what it is. We're going to paste it in here for now so that we can pass the verification in a sec. Okay, let's do this. Word escape rabbit absurd. Word escape rabbit absurd. Announce unknown Satoshi fluid. Announce unknown Satoshi fluid. Hub lunar exact flower. Hub lunar exact flower. Yellow in form. Oh, fancy yellow in form. And then we need the password, the mnemonic password. And it's asking us where we want to save it. We're going to save it in that S folder. And you got to wait a second. When you launch it to, I just got a pop-up on the screen that you can't see that wants to allow it through Windows Firewall, which you should allow. You want your node talking to other things. Most likely you're behind a router firewall as well, which you should open port 9030 and 9053 if you want to access the node from outside and want other people to see it. So that's it. We're done. I'll show you around a little bit. You can go to account, where it shows your total erg balance and your master address, which you can also derive other addresses from. You have a receive QR code that you can do, and this is a pull down if you create more than one address. Transactions, of course, is going to be empty for me right now because it's a brand new wallet. We can go to about, and it says it's version 1.51, made by Aberg, and visual design by Nadi, which was absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. And you can donate as well if you feel like thanking them. If we go to node, you can see that the node is actually running and syncing. You can look down here and you can see syncing headers. It's still going. It's going to take a good chunk of time overnight for sure. You can pause, restart, clear log, and there are some options here on the pull down. You can open the configuration file, which is, if you're familiar with how to actually make a node, it's that exact same config file where you can add mining parameters, snapshot parameters, a ton of parameters if you look in the GitHub for the base node. You can unlock the node wallet, which is really cool. You can set your public address, or I suggest clicking this button to auto-update the node. It's absolutely the easiest way to keep your node updated. You'll just come back to your machine and a little box will be up that says your node's been updated to 5.0.12. Absolutely great. We can change the log level from error, warn, info, debug, trace, or off. It requires a node restart. Okay, we can go to settings if we like. And there's a couple toggles here that you can show the price. You can get 3 different price sources: KubeCoin, CoinEx, and CoinGecko. Yep. Change the price currency into 4 or 5 currencies, I think. Let's see. 4 currencies. There's about 7 languages or so that this has been translated to. And this is going to require that password for sending, not your mnemonic password, your wallet password here, which is different. That does not follow you on the blockchain. The mnemonic password does so. Okay, so let me show you something else that's pretty cool. Let me open up a browser window to show you that this is indeed a full node, we can go to 9053, and that should take us right into Swagger. So this is literally the node we just spun up. It's running a little web server on your machine. We can go to the panel, and we can see all this. Pretty darn neat. And you see the API key there. You can go to, where is it? Was it in account? Actually, I think it was in node. So if we go to node, give it a sec. You can go here, and I think you can reset the API key so that you can actually run some lock commands against the node if you'd like to do that, or check out the wallet there. Let's see. Yep, so we can change API key. Let's see if it's the default or not. It is not that one. It is not that one. So yes, we will need to reset the API key there so that we can gain access to it from the back end if we want to run. If you look in Swagger, you'll see that some of these things require it to be unlocked, actually, so you can access those API commands. But that's a little advanced, but it's just showing you that the full node is there behind the hood of a really, really pretty desktop wallet. Okay, so I'm going to stop this by just closing it for now. And we'll close that. Okay, so that's the Satergo wallet desktop. Fully easy to use, fantastic. Now what Aberg has done that's really cool is he has integrated Ergo Pay into the new version of Satergo wallet, which is not released yet. So what we're going to do is we are going to install that from GitHub and run it, and you're going to have a quick glance at what that looks like and how that functions. So the first thing we do is let's get a browser window up. So let me share this with you. Okay, there we go. So this is a Satergo GitHub, and you'll notice it's on version 1.51, but he also says down at the bottom you can build these guys from source, and he's given me the command to do that. The first thing you need is Git for Windows. So you can install Git for Windows. You may have to reboot. You definitely have to restart your terminal after installing that, but go ahead and install Git right there. Once you install Git, we will run a few commands that I will type into the terminal for you. So let's bring up the terminal. We're going to go to users, my user folder, my desktop, and what did I name everything? Oof, there's some stuff on my desktop. S beta. So we'll do this. Okay, so there should be nothing in that folder. Yep, see, there's nothing in that folder. So let's get the commands up that he's given us for installing the Satergo wallet. That is the beta version. Git clone, and then this address right here. Hit enter. So what it's doing now, it's going out to GitHub, it's grabbing the packages, the code, and it's bringing them back down on my computer, and it's done. So now if we hit dir, you'll see there's actually a new folder called Satergo. So let's cd into that directory. And let's clear. Let's look into it. Lots of stuff. That's fantastic. So two other commands we have to run, or one other command. We have to enable Ergo Pay in this code. So we are going to say git switch Ergo Pay. Switch to new branch Ergo Pay, branch Ergo Pay setup to track origin / Ergo Pay. Okay. Next thing you have to do is very, very important. I banged my head against the window, wall, desk, my fist for a little bit because of this. I had the this to run these things from source. If you look at the, let's bring this back up, my window here. If you look at the instructions here, you need Java 20 plus. All right. I had Java 8, Java 11. I had JDK. I had JRE. I had the the runtime environment or the SDK there. I had it all on there because it works fine. But this does not like it. So what I had to do is I had to remove everything from all Java versions from my computer, and I had to install Windows x64 JDK. You need the JDK, not the JRE, not the runtime environment. And I chose version 20. I downloaded the MSI, and then I right here installed it. Okay, and when you install it, let me see if I can show you. It's going to make me change it because it's already installed. Yes, see the set Java home variable? It's actually off by default, so make sure you choose will be installed on local hard drive and hit next. Okay, so we're going to pretend we just installed that. Great. So once again, if we look in S beta, you'll see that there's a bunch of stuff here. So on Windows, we are going to run the Gradle w.bat. We are not on Linux, so we can't run this. Okay, but we're going to do that from the terminal. You're welcome to double click on this, but the issue with when you double click on these are set to auto escape when code fails and fails to execute. So you'll never see the error. Essentially, it'll run, fail, and then disappear. So what I like to do is I like to run it right from the command line so that if there's an error, the window stays up and I can actually read the error. Okay, so once more, we've run the git commands, we've run the switch to Ergo Pay. We've uninstalled all version of Java. We've put Java 20 JDK on there, and we're ready to run it. This is run in two steps. The first step is we run a compile. Second step is we run the actual file. Okay, so here we go. We're going to run Gradle W. I don't know how to pronounce this, so bear with me. We're just going to run it straight. Let's see what happens. It's going to reach out to Git to download and install a bunch of stuff, and it looks like it saved a bunch of stuff in my thing from the last time. So this is going to take a while for you guys. You're going to get a bunch of things, commands, green. It's going to install it. You'll see a bunch of things being pulled down and installed, but it'll finish. Okay. Next, when we're ready to run it, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do, oh, I can just hit the up arrow, and then we're going to type the words run. I think that's it. Let me double check. Yeah, no slash, nothing, just the words run. And here's what happens. Cross your fingers. Ooh, look at this guy. Fantastic. So here we go. We have a, just like it's version 1.51, so that hasn't changed at all, but it's on the mode of the, what's it called? Of the Ergo Pay. And what Ergo Pay does is it has to run kind of a relay on your computer here. Has to. Okay? That's how it works. It's kind of centralized, but Satergo is letting you centralize it yourself. So you're actually running that relay loop to be able to talk to be able to relay that request from here. So awesome. So right now, since we can't do any transactions without a full node and download and installed, I'm going to use the remote node. I'm just going to use my own remote node down the street. And actually, you need HTTP here. You can click here to use a known mainnet node too, either one. Maybe mine will pop up, maybe it won't, I don't know. But let's just hit continue. So we are going to restore a wallet using a seed phrase. And I always like to use my tipper bot in these examples. Let's see. And bear with me for 1 minute while I find my seed for this, which I'm definitely not going to show you. I am just going to move the window over here, pop it in, and restore it. Bear with me. Does it not like it? There we go. And I'm hitting restore. It's asking me, just like before, where I want to save the wallet. So I'm going to choose desktop, Satergo beta, call it tipperbot, and I'll move my window over as soon as my seed phrase goes away. And there we go. Now you can see in my tipperbot there's 1.06 Erg, value 1.22 USD. Awesome. There's no node window here at all because it's connected to a remote node. Are you ready for the fun to start? This is very, very cool. Let's move this over here. Let's see if I have my other window up yet. Let's bring over a new window so we can see it all at once together. Right there. I feel like Bob Ross. Happy little trees over in the corner here. Okay, let's go to Spectrum. Swap. Okay, you can see my wallet is not connected. Are you ready for this amazing thing with Satergo? Blockbuster. Amazing. Here we go. Connect wallet. Ergo Pay. We see this copy request. I'm going to click on Satergo. Ho, 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 ho. You see that? You copied an Ergo Pay request. Do you want to show it? Yep. Select an address to provide. We're giving it our master address. We're going to hit OK. Boom. Ergo Pay in Satergo desktop wallet. Fantastic. You want to try doing something? Let's try doing something. Let's see if it works. Okay, we're going to take some... We have an Erg. What can we do with it? Let's get some love. That's a great idea. Satergo needs some love. We're going to trade 0.5 Erg for 32 love. Here we go. Cross your fingers. Swap. Proceed. We should get the same thing. Copy request. Go back to Satergo. It says, oh, we see it. We say yes. Yep, proceed at your own risk. Yes, we want to. It does not like my certificate. Okay, everybody. I just chatted with Aberg a little while ago to see why exactly that didn't work, and he said, QX, you're a moron. And he's right. So apparently, in this part where you put in the remote node, I had put in this. Because I had assumed that the port was universal and that everybody was going to use that port. But he said that some people redirect it to 80, so he can't assume what that is. So you have to put in the port that you're doing. And the reason this didn't work for me is because by typing just this address in right here, it goes, my node is a dual explorer slash node setup. So by not typing in the port, it's trying to hit it on port 80, which tries to tell you that it's not a secure connection, which is why we're getting the certificate error. So I thought I'd pop in here, split the video, and show you. Here we go. We're going to hit continue. And we're going to open a wallet file. Let's see, where was that? This should be my tipperbot wallet file. Yep. we should be able to go to count, and you should see all this yummy stuff in the tipper. Whoa, I got 11 SIG USC. Look at that. Damn, that is rare. Fantastic. Okay, so now let's do what we couldn't before. And I'm leaving that other stuff on because the video is already rendered, and I'm just going to pop this in. It's a whole day later. The summit's tomorrow. I'm just going to pop this in right now so that we actually show this working well. Okay, so here we go. We'll put Satergo up here. We'll go down here. We'll do this wallet connect again. Yeah, don't judge me. I have a lot of tabs. I'm a busy man. Connect, Ergo Pay. Scroll down, copy request. Go back to here. Yep, we want to see it. Mask just like before. Go back here. We're connected. All right. Here's a test. Let's see if Aberg was right. Let's do love like we were going to try before. 0.5 swap and proceed. Let's see what happens. Copy request back to Satergo. Yes, we're going to get that warning pop up again. Yes, wallet password. Hot damn. And my Ergo monitor just went off down there. Well, fantastic job, Aberg, Mitoshi. This is great. And just make sure when you put in your node there that you saw at the beginning, if you're doing a remote node, that you put in the port that's actually being utilized. Otherwise, it's going to do that. All right, back to the original recording. Hope you guys enjoyed the summit. Ciao. I hope you guys try it out, or else just be excited for the final release of Ergo Pay, which is really damn cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy birthday, Ergo. Thanks to Aberg, Mitoshi for all their hard work on this project. Ciao.